Hello and welcome to our video. My name is Ron and with me is my wife Nancy, and we live in the state of Maine, and we have had Blue Apron being delivered since the holidays when a family member gave it to us as a gift, and we've kept it going. We'll be preparing a Blue Apron Top Chef recipe tonight entitled Spice Rubbed Pork with Sweet Red Onions and Black Beans. And the first thing I want to note before we get started is how much fun it is each week to come home to this box sitting on my doorstep on Wednesday or Thursday night, which provides to me food for 3 meals for 2 people through the weekend that are professionally prepared, and we do the work, but all the right ingredients are in there, all fresh, great products. And then once a month, this lovely box shows up, which provides us wine that is paired specifically for meals with that Blue Ribbon is providing. So it's a really fun combo, and I encourage you to try it if you haven't already. Now, for today's meal, the first thing you do is to make sure you prepare the ingredients properly. And the first thing I'm going to do is start the oven off at 475. So I go bake, 475, start it. And you follow the instructions in order, and it makes sense as you get through this a few times, and it gets easier and easier. We're going to wash and dry the fresh produce, which is very important for food safety and product quality. And in this case, cilantro is our main product that we're going to have to wash. And in the package are all the pieces that will be required to make your meal, including this nifty little spice rubbed pork knickknacks for this particular meal. All 3 meals will each have their own bag of specialty products that go along with the product. Also, a nice, beautiful piece of pork, the cilantro I mentioned, garlic. Garlic's in a lot of really good foods, and they provide excellent quality garlic with these products. And a red onion in this case, and black beans. And what I'm going to do is wash and dry the produce, peel in half the onion, and dice it, and half of it one way and the other half in larger pieces. Then I'm going to peel and roughly chop the garlic, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. I'm going to drain and rinse the beans, and then I'm finally going to finely chop the cilantro leaves and stems. I'll be right back to show you how that turns out. At this point, I am finely chopping the onions. Half of them are a larger cut, and then this group is going to be chopped more finely for 2 different purposes within the dish. So let me get that prepared, and then I will demonstrate the cilantro and garlic chop. Take a second to get these done. Prepare them to make the meal exactly as the chef intended, we're hoping. And rarely do these come out bad, so this is a lot of fun. Pretty good certainty at this point. I happen to be an onion guy, so I really enjoy these meals with a good onion base. And I put them in my little bowls that we specifically got for our Blue Apron preparations. It's a lot of fun as well. Now we're going to peel and roughly chop our garlic, which is described, and you can get videos on Blue Apron as well if you don't know how to do any of these yourself. And those are really helpful. I've watched them in a couple of cases to help me get through something. I'm not quite sure what they meant. But they're extremely helpful. So get all the skin off, and then you roughly chop it. You just slice it, dice it a couple times back and forth, and then chop it up into pieces without using a press or anything. So that's basically, at least how I do chopping. Any kind of skin pieces that show up, I pull up and get rid of those. Go. Now I know not everybody thinks this would be a good knife to use, but I really enjoy this particular very sharp knife that slices very rapidly for me and is firm, so I go with it. It works very well. I think you should use whatever you like and what makes it fun for you for cooking. Oh, I hear my oven is getting hot, which is great. And now the last thing for this part is I'm going to, I believe it's finely chop the cilantro leaves and stems. Whatever it says, I do literally, so they do leave the stems on in this case. And to finely chop, I will do a couple steps. I'll take off all the pieces straight down in a linear fashion, cutting across it, I mean. And then I'll go the other way and cutting really close to the earliest cut. And I will do that again. Turn it around, chop it a little bit more so that this flavor can be spread out. Cilantro adds a lot of nice flavor to our meal. It's used in 2 parts of this meal, once during the cooking and once at the end. You always want to read all the directions in this so you don't use all your product too soon. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back after the next step. Thank you. The next step is searing the pork. I've lined my pan with the aluminum foil right here, and I have a pan on medium high. And when Blue Apron says medium high, they mean a pretty high temperature, in my experience. So don't be shy about getting it up there a little bit. The food cooks faster, but the inside doesn't dry out that way, and the outside gets a little crunchy on a number of foods. Very helpful. And I'm gonna pat this dry. This is clean paper towels. I'm gonna pat my meat dry. There we go. And I'm gonna throw that away. And I'm going to salt and pepper both sides and put my roast pork spice blend on this as well now. And then in a high side pan, which is what that is there, a nice non-stick pan, I'm going to cook it about 3 to 5 minutes until seasoned and brown on all sides. So I'll get it to that point, and then we'll come back after that. Then I'll leave any brown bits in the pan. That's called fond, and that's very helpful later on. You're going to leave some of the drippings to help cook the rest of the pan. So let me finish with this with you. 1 second. A little salt on both sides. A little pepper. You can make both salt in this case. You can make both of these to your liking, of course. And then they have a nice little packet of roasted pork blend. This. And dribble it on top. Bottom. Here, 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 and then kind of get it on all sides so that it looks like you've got good coverage. There we go. Get that all in there. I'm an amateur, but I'm trying real hard. Okay, now with that done, what we're going to do is, and we'll be back after we start this process, but I'm going to start to sear the pork, and then we're going to go into the next step, which will be roasting the pork and sliced onion after that. We'll start with this, get all sides seared. We'll be right back. Here we are finishing up the searing of the pork, and it only takes 3 to 5 minutes to do this, and they're serious. You can hear, I believe, the sizzle. I wish you could smell it. It's fantastic. The coating, salt and pepper, that's all it is. This is going to be one heck of a nice meal. And I'm almost done this. And when we come back, I'll show you what we do. We're going to be taking the pork now that it's been browned, putting it on the pan here, along with some onions to cook in the oven at the same time, which is going to make a great combination with the rest of our meal, which I will show you when we return. We are now at step 3, roast the pork and sliced onion. What I've done is place the sliced onion on the pan that's going to be roasted, as well as the seared pork. It'll be in there about 20 minutes or so. And they give great instructions on when the pork will be done. And these instructions are really close. If they say 20 to 22 minutes, it's probably done around 21, in my experience. It's very good. And then after it comes out, there's specific instructions for how to cut it and to add other pieces to the recipe. And I will come back with that in a moment. First, though, let's take a moment and say this is the point when you get a little break of about 15 or 20 minutes to take a look at the wine pairings. In this case, they've in my box it came. There's Le Petit Paysan, which is a white wine that goes with pork very well, apparently. This comes out of Monterey, California, and it's a Riesling. And Nancy and I are going to give this a sip now while we wait for the next step to prepare, and I'll be right back with more. Hello, this is now the time of step number 4, where we caramelize the diced onion. While the pork and onion are roasting, in a small pot, I've heated up butter on medium-high until melted. All these things come in the package. Remember that. The only thing you have to supply, as a rule with Blue Apron, is extra virgin olive oil, which comes in very handy. Small amounts, and that's what they cook in quite often. Now I'm going to add my diced onion to the butter that's been warming up, and I'm going to follow the instructions to get it to caramelize. So that now I've added the onions, and 3 to 4 minutes or until lightly browned, and add a little salt and pepper. Just do a dash usually with all these things when they suggest that, and it does make a difference. I like flavoring very much on these regular meals with the suggested flavoring. So we'll go 3 to 4 minutes, then I'll be adding brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of water, and I'll come back right after that and show you what things look like. Hello folks, is my microphone working? Hello, welcome back. The next step is we're going to cook the beans. Now we are caramelizing the diced onions. They're in there now with brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of water, as I mentioned before. That'll take about 11 to 13 minutes. And one of the things I recommend is having at least 2 timers when you're making a lot of these meals. You can use your phone, whatever, but we use the one on our microwave as well as a small portable to time things. And once in a while, I'll use my phone if I need a third, because the timing is a little tight on some of these. But that gives you a nice meal, nice and hot, and ready to go at the end of the process. So what we're going to do now, though, is cook the beans, which we've now taken the pan that had the fawns in it that we originally seared the pork in. And we're going to add the garlic. So I will do that, put my microphone down. Put that in there. And if you need more olive oil, you could add that as well. Right now, my pan looks okay. I can see I got a little bit. I probably have a teaspoon still floating around in there. And then I'm going to do the garlic for about a minute. So stay with me while I do that. I'm just going to mix that around. And then we're going to add the beans to this. That heat it up medium high again, so things start sizzling when it's pretty fast. They don't burn, but they do sizzle, which is a good temperature to cook at. I'm going to mix them around, all the fond, all the little pieces left from the pork. Let that work again. And then I'm going to go with garlic, a little salt and pepper again. Got the theme, I think. Just do a little bit of that, just pepper. And now I'm going to add the beans, which are right here. We've already drained and washed these as well. Put these in. I'm going to give the garlic just a minute more, 30 seconds more, 1:30 to a minute. You just start to smell the garlic. That's the important thing. It starts to be a nice smell in the air. Oh yeah, it's very nice. Like a nice garlic smell, nice soft, but yet really present. Beans. You hear the sizzle. That's about where I like it for these. Don't make sure that it's too hot, but get it around there. And let's see what else we have to do here. Cooking 3 to 4 minutes. So the beans begin to break down. Then I'm going to add honey, vinegar, and a cup of water. So just give me about 3 minutes here. And that right now, I don't have enough. Actually, look at the clock and do it. It's 2:05 now, we've done it 2:08. Okay, folks, now the whole meal is up and running. I want to show you, we've added the honey, which came in a little packet. Squeeze it out into here, into the beans, as well as half the vinegar. The other half went on caramelized the baked roasted onions. And I took a quick peek through the screen, and the roast is looking fantastic. So I envision a beautiful meal and a tasty one. Now we just eat, and as you can see over here, this is the caramelized onions cooking. Looking forward to seeing what that's like as we get done here. And looking forward to sharing this with you in a few minutes. For the record, today is February 25th, 2017. there's snow on the ground outside here in Maine, so today's meal is especially welcome to warm us up. Now we're plating the food. This will just take a minute, and this is a really important part, and I think everybody who likes to cook knows this is important. Sometimes we do it well, sometimes not so well, but we like to look at the picture that they give you on a Blue Apron meal and try to emulate it as best we can. Sometimes it comes out real close, sometimes a little bit different, but overall, the whole experience ends up being quite enjoyable. A few more minutes to make it. All that on. Now I'm going to plate. I let the meat rest as required, and then sliced it against the grain. I'm going to just perfectly put it on top here, and I'm going to surround it with the caramelized onions, the roasted onions, and one plate, and a little bit of cilantro on top too. Garnish it. And one more plate here. Roasted onions. Side here a little bit. I like to put them off just a little bit to kind of accent. They're really yummy. Having onions in two ways is definitely an interesting thing that if I didn't have one of these recipes, I might not do, but yet so enjoy when we do it. There we go. Nancy's meal, Ron's meal. We get the little cilantro back out here. It's a wonderful flavor as well as embellishment. And before we close, we just wanted to thank Chef Brooke Williamson for coming up with such what looks like an amazing meal. It smelled good and it was fun to make. And I hope you enjoyed watching our little video. Thank you very much.